Peace and respect. Welcome to season 2, episode 2 of Get Buckets with Coach Gus Gauntlett and friends. I'm joined by an awesome guest out of the East Coast, Stamford, Connecticut, Roberto Nieves. He's been a coach for 10 years at his alma mater where he played high school ball, Westhill High School in Stamford. Laying the foundation, laying the inspiration for me because I want to return to my alma mater too, Roberto. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your story. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, man. Can't complain. Just living the dream every day. Luckily we're one of the towns and conferences right now that's able to get on the court. So, we're just lucky and we're taking it day by day. And, I really feel for a lot of the teams and players out there that aren't on the court, man. But we're loving it. Been a great day. And I'm happy to be a part of the show, man.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, you said it. I'd say half of my coaches that on this show are from Cali, and the other half are either from New York or somewhere on the East Coast where I lived for a long time. And yeah, you got a lot of Cali coaches a little jealous at you, watching you right now, man. Before the show, you were saying, "Oh, we just finished up with practice." I said, "Practice? Oh
Yeah.
man."
Yeah, man. So we're getting ready for tomorrow. We got our game. So we're excited, man. And like I said, the squad, we're ready, man. We're excited. We're young. We got a lot of good talent. So definitely.
Nice. And where are you at in your season? Is it like just kicking off or?
So literally we started, I want to say January. Let me look at my calendar. Probably like January, right after Martin Luther King Day. I want to say we started, and those 2 weeks were straight conditioning.
Okay.
For us personally, there were other districts that were allowed to go full on right into the season, right into their practice and all that. But right now it's a condensed season, only 12 games, and we played 5. So we're really pretty much at the halfway point. We're 2-3 right now on the onset. We've had 3 losses to the top 3 teams in the league. So right now we're looking at our schedule. We're looking at how we're developing, and we really got a shot to run the tables and make a good run, and hopefully push for like a 8-4. 8-4 record. That's the goal. 9-3 would be, much, greater, but we're taking it one game at a time, and hopefully the talent that we got is starting to work together, starting to get that, vibe going, and we're excited, man. We're excited for this year.
Awesome. And I'm sure the young people are excited, and I hope that they're aware of how, what a privilege it is to be able to play right now when there's so many kids across the country just not able to play ball. So I'm really happy for you guys and happy for your players.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, man. And our kids are not taking it for granted, man. And, they got a taste last year, and actually we made it to the first round. We were the 25 seed. We upset the 8 seed in our conference, or in our state tourney. And then on that bus ride home for us, it was a 2-hour bus ride home. They got the news that the season was shut down.
Wow.
So we got a couple kids that have a chip on their shoulders from that, man. We had a lot of seniors that graduated, and they just didn't get to taste the full experience of the state tourney. So we got some kids that are hungry, man, and we're excited, man, for sure.
That's love. Well, on this show, we like to get right into it. So, Coach, you're gonna be up first. Draw up magic, and then we're gonna talk about it.
All right. So for me, man, you say in the last 10 seconds, right, Gus?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna draw it out here first, and then I'm gonna try to pull it up to the screen so you can see it.
Perfect.
Here we go. Let's see what we got here. All right, so let's start with a base set right here, man. For us, it's known as kind of Westhill Viking. That's the name of our school. And, we've run this in practice multiple times. And it's just kind of our, tied game, maybe down by 1. We want the last shot. And this is what we're going to run. I'm going to draw the arrows out right now. So what we're going to get here, okay, I'm going to put my best shooter right here. Okay, I'm going to put my best shooter foul line, probably extend it to start. This is our best guard right here that we got, ball in his hand. And this is going to be probably our second best shooter going with it. So down here, man, I like to talk to my guard, find out what his mismatch is, who he wants on him. And if we can get that mismatch in the last 10 seconds, it's going to better us. And I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to just kind of run at him, and then fake the screen and fade down over here and set a nice screen coming up over here. This is our mismatch guy right here. He's going to come up, set the high screen right here, and then let the guard go to work. Once the screen is set, I want my shooter to fade, and I want my guard to attack. Right now, we got a very good guard. He's been playing for us since he was a freshman, so he's got a lot of experience under his belt, and this kid's got some good moves. So our initial reaction is here. We get this switch. He's going to go to work. He's going to attack, go right to the hoop. And then after the screen, we're going to kind of get a staggered screen here, have our shooter roll up to the top. So what we're hoping to get is our best player on a mismatch attacking the hoop. If this guy helps and tries to cut off the driving lane, we set up our best shooter in the corner. If it's there, he's going to take it. If not, we got our second best shooter rolling off the top, sitting high key off a staggered screen. And then we probably got our best finisher around the hoop if it comes down to it. Hopefully get somebody pinned behind him on this screen, rolling right to the hoop. So that's kind of our butter right there at the end of the game. I've been running it kind of my whole life, as when I started with the freshman JV varsity. This year we haven't had the opportunity to run it yet because we haven't had that scenario. But when these kids are on the court, if we don't have a timeout, man, and they hear Westhill, they hear Viking, boom, boom. And the kid, our point guard, would be like, so and so. So-and-so, he calls out his name. He knows that that's the guy that's coming up to set the screen because that's the mismatch he wants.
And that was going to be my question for you. I know you drew it up where, you had your other guard there down on the block, or just trying to figure out where that mismatch was. If it was known that maybe the center had the biggest mismatch, then they would just call out that for the high screen.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's going to position it. And we already know our best shooter on the court, he going to that left side pocket right there. Our second shooter right now, he's setting up over there. And then, like you said, our mismatch, he already knows he's going opposite low block. He's waiting for that, our guy at the high post to come through, fake that screen, boom, chasing right after it. And then hopefully our guard gets what he wants, man, because the kid is quick. He's good. He's got good handle. He can finish both right and left, but, he predominantly right hand. So let's go to his strength. Our shooter, he likes that left pocket over there. And let's see, tie game. Let's see what we get. We get some magic. If not, we live to play another day, or, we get a shot and we're going home celebrating.
I love it.
That's it right there.
I love it. From the X and O standpoint, just anytime you have your guard coming off a high screen with a lot of space on that right side, like you said, if that shooter's defender helps in, there's a kick out to the corner. If not, then they're attacking all the way to the rack. What I also like about in terms of the cerebral part of it is that puts a lot of responsibility on your ball handler to call out the right mismatch.
Yeah.
So you're trusting them to have read the game, see who's being guarded all of the other four positions, and calling out that right mismatch. And I love that there's both elements to it.
Yeah, and our point guard, man, he's a smart player. We just played St. Joe's the other day, and we came into halftime, and we run a lot of pick and roll ball, a lot of kind of off the ball screens. And they adjusted very well. But he came to me, he said, "Coach, man, I need this screen happening." We were running it with our four, and he was getting a mismatch all day. And then St. Joe's made the adjustment of putting their second best defender on four. So when they did switch, there was no layoff. And then finally, he said, "All right, this is what they're doing." I said, "I know, I see what they're doing." He's like, "Okay, this is what I want." So he's a smart kid, man. And like I said, he's been playing. He started varsity as a freshman, maybe the fourth game into the season. So this kid's got a lot of experience under his belt, and I like him, man. He's a coach's dream, man. He's a coach's dream, and the talent that he has at 5'6", man, is unreal. So
I love hearing
it. For sure.
And you mentioned before too that your conference doesn't have the shot clock as well. So I'm sure that changes the game a lot. But I know you also mentioned before the show that you still like your team to get up and down. You're designing your plays to suit your talent. Which I think is a sign of a good coach.
Yeah, man, we try, man. Like I said, every year is a different year for us. With the inner city kids that we do get. But our kids, man, we got mostly every year, man. We got 2-3 guards, man, that blazing speed, man, blazing speed. And they're quick and they're smart. And so if we could just rush the game, man, and a lot has to do, when I talk with my head coach and when I've coached my kids at the JV level or freshman level, you want nothing more than easy buckets in the game. And I tell my kids the goal is to get, if with us with no shot clock, we want at least 10 to 15 points off of steals, off of long rebounds, outlets, just something where we get somebody, we don't have to work for it. We come down here, we score 2 points, and now we right on a press, or we come back in a half court, we making this team uncomfortable by making them, we're playing defense. So shot clock, big difference, man. It is, but 10 to 15 points is our goal every game. And if we could reach that, man, it's a bonus for us. It really is.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. All right. So for this season of Get Buckets, I'm trying to expand as well to different types of plays. I had a guest in episode 1 who showed us a play against a box and one, which is a pretty unique defense. You're not going to see that all the time. So I wanted to start sharing with some after timeouts and some out of bounds plays. So for this one, we're going to have if we're under the basket for the out of bounds play, we're going to have our 2 taking it out, our best shooter, our 4 on the block, 5 up top, our 3 here on the wing, and our 1 here on the corner. And I was inspired by this play. I think probably about 2 years ago, I saw the Warriors run something similar, except they had Steph here. They had Steph here taking it out, and I modified it a bit because they ended up giving the ball to Steph, which makes sense because he's Steph. In this one, we're gonna use that 2 as a bit of a decoy. So what we're gonna have the 4 has to do work from the start, which is making sure they really seal their man on that underside, so that the 2 can do a kind of like a lob entry pass into the 4 from out of bounds. Okay. Once that entry pass goes to the 4, we got a couple pieces of action happening. Number 1, we got the 5 coming down to the elbow and the 1 coming up to the elbow. Actually, a bit lower because they're going to set more of a staggered screen here. So we're going to set this double staggered screen for the 3. So the first option is this 3 coming back door for the 4 to drop it down. That's 1. Second option is after the 2 passes to the 4, they're going to curl off it. There's going to be a fake dribble handoff here. Actually, not really a dribble. It's actually a fake handoff, just to kind of get the defense moving. And as the 2 comes across the lane here, just going to update where we're at. At this point, the 3 is diving. 5 and the 1 are over here. I'm going to have that 2 come across the lane, set a screen here just before the elbow, and we're going to have that 1 come off the screen from the 2, looking to pop up right there at the elbow. Still maintain a little bit of spacing from the 4, so it's not just like such a short pass, but I think the elbow is a nice bit of spacing. So now we have the 1 here, and then just like anytime you're setting a screen, especially around the key, the 2 is just reading the defense. If maybe a lot of attention goes to that 1 and the 2's defender maybe jumps out to hedge on that 1, maybe the 2 slips it and dives to the rack. If not, they can set that screen, and then they can also flare out either to the top off the 5 or flare down to the corner or wherever the spacing may be. Okay. So the reason I like this play is that, number 1, it gives the 4 different options. You've got the 3 with the first one, the double screen coming down. Then you got the 1 coming across, 2 potentially diving if necessary. And if the defense plays perfectly and they stop absolutely everything, good for them. Then, I'm trusting the 4 to make the right move and just attack the rim in here in the middle.
Of course. Yeah. Of course, man.
So that's what we got going on out of bounds plays.
I do like it, man. I like the options. And like you said, the two is going to get a lot of attention, like you're saying, and normally, like you said, the 2 is the inbounder, and they're always getting that pass back wherever they're going. Right. So I do like it a lot, man. I do like it.
Thank you.
And the 4 is awesome, man. I think I might have to. I'm gonna try it for you, man. I'm gonna have to try it.
Please do. That's the point, man. That's the point. And obviously, when the Warriors run it, that's Draymond, and I mean, he's one of the best passing big men, of this era. And so he's making that right call, 9 out of 10 times. And I really like strengthening those skills in the big men. I like to, in the same way I want to strengthen the guard skills, ability to set screens and rebounds. I want to strengthen my 4s and 5s ability to handle the ball, make the right pass, make the right read.
That's good, man. I like it. I like it a lot, man, for sure. And I can agree, man. Right now, I don't know how your guys' league is, man, but we are compared to years past, man, we are very guard heavy, you know. So in our league right now this year, we have you know, our biggest kid on our team is probably about 6'4", man, and everybody else is averaging between, like I said, our guards 5'6", 5'7", to maybe 6'2", you know. So
Okay.
to have a kid at that caliber and to be at the four and to be able to handle and attack and do all that is definitely something. It's a bonus,
You know
you
that
know.
I'm sure young people are seeing the movement towards positionless basketball. They're seeing the 7-footers who are wing players. They see the game just like we do. And they know who the stars are and what their skill set is like. So
Yeah,
whether you've got a lot of height or not, you can develop all elements of your game.
yeah, for sure, man. And our development coach, he does a good job of taking all the kids. And you know, before, you know, when I played and maybe when you played, man, if you were tall, you were considered a big. If you were short, you were considered a guard, and you only worked on those skill sets. And I know when I played, man, I'm all of 5'5", all of 5'5", man. And every day at practice, coach, what you doing? You know, actually, when I'm working on my post moves, man, I want to be big man too. You know, I had the football body. I wanted to be able to muscle up some dudes down low. But you know, my kids, our player development coach, he does a great job. And you know, like you said, the positional basketball, that's kind of what we're coming to. And every kid needs to have every skill set. So
100%.
yeah, man, for
Word.
sure.
Word. Well, to wrap up, I always like to ask every coach, it's a question about their journey. So, I see, I can tell just, by your story as well, like your commitment to your school is incredible. And I know right now, the associate head coach, like what do you feel like, defines you as a coach? Like, what do you bring into the team that you feel like the players really react to that's really unique to you?
Yeah. For me, man, you know, I grew up around the game very young. And actually, you know, basketball was my first love. I mean, I picked up a basketball in second grade, so I was maybe about 7, 8 years old. And true to this day, the first person that ever taught me to play basketball or how to shoot a basketball, to dribble basketball, was this girl, and she was phenomenal. You know, I don't know where she moved to, but I can remember going down a thin hallway. I mean, maybe arm's length away, with steps going down back in our neighborhood, with a milk crate up on a fence, and she instilled the love of basketball to me. You know what I mean? So that's where it kind of all started. And now, after all those years, high school, college, and where I'm at professionally, I just want to give back to the kids what I learned and more. You know what I mean? I want them to reach success. I want them to be able to you know, grow beyond the game of basketball for us here. You know, I want to take these young men and teach them that there's more to this world than just, you know, the sports that you play. You know, the memories that you have in high school, they're going to go on forever, but you can't rely on it. You have to rely on everything that you got here. So if I can teach these kids to value the time, to respect the time, and if they're going to be hardworking athletes, I know they're going to be hardworking, you know, people outside on the court. And that was instilled in me from my football coach. He said, you know, you guys can do everything you want, but a lot shows when you come to school, you're a student first, you get good grades. Because if you can't get good grades, you can't help me on the field, you can't help me on the court, you can't help anybody. And that instilled a lot of discipline in me, man. And that's kind of where I'm at, man. I want to teach these kids that, you know, these high school memories, you want to take them forever, because you never know when's the last time you're going to pick up a basketball or a football or whatever sport it may be. And just the relatability to these kids, man. I mean, they look at me and they're like, well, I'm not quite sure about coaching. But once we start talking and having conversations, man, I'm not really the yelling type of coach, but a kid knows that I'm going to be stern, steady, and follow the line every day. And when I do rip into a kid, you know, the kid knows it's for a specific thing. You know, I can't just yell at you, because if I yell at a player every single day, they're not going to get anything out of it. You know what I mean? This coach, I can't stand him. So I just feel like being fair, honest, and just sticking to the values of student first, athlete second, and then teaching you to grow up to be a young man is more valuable. I mean, listen, we all love winning. We all try to do that every day, and I'm not going to take that away, because I do love winning. But if I can see these kids excel in the future and become bigger things when they leave the basketball court, man, I feel like I did my job, and I'm happy for them, and they're excelling in their future and in their endeavors past this.
Beautiful.
So,
Well, I don't doubt that the young people feel that from you, just, feeling your vibe. And I'm really excited that you're there for them as a great coach. And I'm excited for your future there as well. And good luck with the rest of your season. I hope, y'all reach your goal. And hopefully next season we're back to full mode.
Yeah, man. I hope so. It looks like, we're going to be rolling out soon with kids back in school. So, yeah, man. And I'm excited. I appreciate it, man. I feel for you guys out there, man. Just talking to Andrew every day or, a Snapchat, man. It's crazy. And I can only imagine how, you guys feel out there and how your players and coaches and programs, are taking it, man. But definitely, man, we're trying. I appreciate it.
100%, man. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And we'll stay in touch. All right. Keep well, Coach.
All right. Thanks, Gus, man. I appreciate it, man. Take care.